Hello, my dear students. Wish all of you are fine. I'm your course teacher, Ifata Jahan, and today we are going to discuss about a topic related to genetics, that is genetically modified food and hybrid food. Before going to in brief discussion, I just want to say you about the basic difference between genetically modified and hybrid food. The basic difference is actually in genetically modified food is intentionally the DNA is transferred or altered, but in hybrid food the characteristics of gene can be changes by in both way. It can be intentionally or unintentionally, or you can also say that it can be natural or artificial. In both process we can check in hybrid food, but in genetically modified food it's mostly artificial process. So let's get started. First of all, what is GM foods? It's actually, I have already mentioned that genetically modified food is the food that actually produced from plant or animals whose DNA has been altered through genetic engineering. And these kinds of modified organisms are often called GMO for short. And if you go for example, it like the example will be BT Brinjal in Bangladesh. How it is? In BT Brinjal, actually, there is a characteristics that it actually affected by different kinds of insects. So for altering the characteristics as the gene that is affected by the insects, it's just altered in BT Brinjal. Okay, how it is? It's just inserting a crystal protein gene that is called CRY1AC from the soil bacterium that is called Bacillus thuringiensis and into the genome of various brinjal cultivars. Okay, different kinds of brinjal cultivars. The soil bacterium from Bacillus thuringiensis actually taken the gene CRY1AC and it transferred to the BT Brinjal. So what happened after that? After transferring that genes, it just developed to resistance that insect that is called Lepidopteran insects, okay, which is particularly affect the brinjal. And after that, these seed of this BT Brinjal actually just distributed in different farmers, and now bitter brinjal is available in our normal local market. Then characteristics of GM foods. If you go for GM foods, there are some characteristics how it is. It's actually, we can say it from two aspects. One is alteration of input and another is alteration of output. Okay, what is that? That in case of input, it is actually resistance to pest and harmful factors, as we give an example of brinjal, then resistance to pesticide and herbicide, and resistance to different kinds of disease and virus. Okay, and if you go for output, that means what happened after taking that GMO food, that is, it increased health and medical benefits, it increased the nutritional value with the duration of shelf life, and also a most important thing, it increased the output of crops. Okay, sometimes we check that by taking these kinds of actually GM foods, or it actually increase the growth of the product. Okay, so these are the characteristics of GM foods in case of input and the medical benefits. Then our third one is actually the methods of plant breeding. You can also say the changes actually between the hybrid, or difference between hybrid and the genetically engineering foods. First one actually given is what is happening in hybrid food, and second one is given for genetic or GMO foods. So what happened there? You can check there that different kinds of donor varieties are present there. That is desired gene is that, okay, and we want that is the recipient, and this DNA strand only collect these genes, as that is the desired genes, or we want to change. But whenever these changes happen, we can check that with the desired gene, these another genes are also transferred within the hybrid food or hybrid organism. Okay, so it's actually the traditional process or what happened in hybrid foods. Okay, but in case of genetic engineering, what happened? That is the desired characteristics I want in my recipient, and whenever this changes, I just keep in the control environment. Only these characteristics will be changed in the recipient. Other will be as before. So that is called also methods of plant breeding. You also say like that it is the traditional process or it is the genetic engineering process. Then actually Bangladesh field testing of GMO crops with British Brinjal, it's actually come to the market in 2030, almost 7 years before. After that, 3 more products actually test in field for genetic engineering. These are called lead blight resistant potato. That is a disease. You know that it is a disease of potato. Then BT cotton with and vitamin A enriched golden rice. Okay, these types of product actually or crops actually now testing in field, and it's tested almost in 2015. I think till now it's maybe in the market. Okay, then there are some benefits of genetic and engineering and modifying. What are they? That is, it's increase the yielding. Then it can save money and promote higher profit. With that, it increase shelf life. You already learned some. That is, it also change or enhance taste and quality, and it can reduce the maturation time. With that, it also improve a very important characteristic, resistance to disease or illness. Okay, and it also can be new products and growing techniques. It's also affect that. Then that was our genetically modified food. Then if you go for hybrid food, what is that? Actually, it's the crossbreeding. Okay, it's the crossbreeding of plants under controlled pollination. Okay, so this pollination actually you can do in your lab or it can be done in normal or natural process. Okay, so this hybrid seed will produce a plant with characteristics from both plants that were crossed. Okay, that means if that is two plant there, whenever both are crossed together by pollination process, the plant that is newly grown, it will just carry the characteristics of the mother and also the father. Okay, and that will be the hybrid food. And the purpose of crossbreeding is to produce a plant with desirable characteristics such as high productivity, resistant to insect, or improved nutrition. And there are some characteristics of that. What is that? These plants have high resistance and high yielding capacity. With that, productivity will be high and its shelf life will be increased. Example are some like brinjal, tomatoes, chili, paddies, different kinds of things. Okay, if you go for hybrid food in Bangladesh, it's like hot pepper. It's very available in the supermarkets. These chilies actually, and it's a hybrid product. With that, we know there are lots of hybridized rice is available in the market, and all of them actually very high yielding. And another is tomatoes. You know that now we can get tomato all over the year. Okay. And the main reason is most of them are hybrid. Hybrid tomatoes actually, the characteristics actually changes that it can grow over the year. So we can get that. So you can, you have to write a difference between GMO and hybrid food in your forum section. That is your activity. Now, the most important question, that is, are GMO safe to eat? Okay, actually, there is no evidence even get like that. It's not safe for our body. Okay, not only in our country, around the world, billions of people are eating GM foods. Okay, and there is not noticeable ill effects actually from there, and different kinds of scientific studies also concluded like that GM food actually no more health risks that conventional crops. Okay, it's are actually as normal as conventional crops, but as it is not so much acceptable in our country, so after just knowing that the fact it's a GM food, we always think that we'll take it or not. but in case of healthy issues, it's actually safe for our health. Then GM Food Act in Bangladesh, actually there does not have any rules or regulation that directly affect to GM crops. There are some related laws that is actually related to different kinds of crops. Okay, not directly you can say that this laws is applicable for GM crops. Okay, and these laws are related to agricultural production, environment, forest, drugs, different kinds of manufacturing. These all are accumulated together that is used for GM food act. It's like that. That is governmental rules for GMOs like recombinant DNA guideline for research in transgenic plants, seed policy, prevention of food adulteration act, the food safety and standard bill, plant quarantine order, biotechnology, different kinds of national environmental policy or national biotechnological strategy. This all of the things actually apply during producing or making the GMO food, but there is no direct act like that. It is an act for GM food. Okay, so that's for all today. That is our GMO and hybrid food, and it's a very easy lecture. I think you understand it better, and we'll discuss food in our next class. Thank you.